Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey, let me bang you, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No for Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. It's the big day, people. The big day you guys have all been waiting for. Our podcast.
Let's stay on point.
There's nothing else going on in the world except for this podcast. What did I do? Last couple of days, I've been with my kid. Obviously, I take her to the park every day. And I thought about you, Greg, in this situation because I'm at the park and my kid, first of all.
And you're going, hey, look, a turtle.
So this is like the playground, the different park. Somebody lets the dogs pee in the playground. So now it smells so bad. Like I'm actually happy with my mask, right? Because like every day it's that stench. So my kid's on like the slide. She can go by herself, and there's like two other kids. And one little kid, this little cute like 3-year-old, fell down and started crying. So I look at the woman next to me. I'm like, hey, I think your son is crying. I'm like, your son fell. And she's like, that's not my son. And we look around, there's nobody else around. So somebody let their 3-year-old, or maybe even 2, play by himself. And
oh boy, that's some 1970s shit.
So now me and my daughter are walking to the other side of the playground, and I see a woman in a stroller, like in her kid's stroller, like basically just like taking a nap.
Just chilling in the stroller.
And I go, is that your son over there? She's like, yeah, why? What happened? I'm like, he fell. And she's like, Jacob, like, just, are you okay? I'm like, really? This is parenting now? Like you're in, that's what we're doing.
Well, I always say, see, those things, you waited till you were a career comedian, you had, your life was set up and then you had kids. It seems like all the wrong people have kids right off the bat. Like I'm amazed that Joe doesn't have, like Ween Dog, I'm surprised he doesn't have like 9 kids already.
I might.
Because
it's a high possibility.
How I don't have kids is all, and that's like, who knows? Maybe somewhere out there, who knows?
Well, you adopt a dog or a cat, they come to your house, they look at your house, they go, okay, are you a good enough pet owner? A lot of adoption.
Yeah.
You have a kid, you leave the hospital, you're on your own. Like they give you nothing. They're not even a book or like a guideline. Like you should have a test. There should be a test. Like you want to have a kid.
Yeah, you have to take a test to drive a car. It seems like parenting would be. Yeah,
like the test should be like, are you on TikTok? And if you say yes, you can't have a kid. So then I look over yesterday at the playground. There's this little cute kid the father looked like, and the kid, like what was that hockey movie back in the day? Slapstick.
Mighty Ducks.
No, was it Slapstick? Slapshot?
Slapstick, yeah, Slapstick, the classic with Paul Newman, I think.
Yeah, remember with the kids with guys with the glasses? Those two.
Yeah, the brothers. Yeah, they're like, put on the foil every game, coach. Yeah.
So the
Wisniewski brothers or something like that.
Yeah, the father and the 3-year-old look exactly like those brothers, right? And and the father is playing the guitar, like following his kid around with the guitar. So the kid had like a soundtrack, and the father was like. And the father was a good guitar player, like a legitimately, like he was probably, I'm sure he's in a band or something. But I'm like, who is this? Is this because the kid has anxiety and needs music around him or something? Like what is this?
I think the dad found a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what that sounds like. Like he's like, all right, but I'm going to practice my music while I do it. So he probably just soundtracks the kid, just like the kid starts doing something dangerous. It's like,
exactly. But now all the kids are just staring at the father because now there's 7 kids. He has like a whole audience now.
I was gonna say though in the pandemic, listen, a crowd's a crowd.
And then last night, my daughter she was overtired. So
did he finish the set by asking the kids' parents to Venmo and tips? Kids, if you like my song, tell your parents to Venmo me.
Dude, it was like, now I'm like recording the father because I can't wait to show my wife this at home. But now he thinks I'm an idiot because I'm the guy, but I'm like, how? So meanwhile, so last night my daughter would not go to sleep, like midnight, 1 o'clock, jumping on the bed, and we put her in our bed because every time we put her in the crib, she would wake up and stand up, and then she cries till she throws up. So now she's like singing "Shoe Fly, Don't Bother Me," like every song she knows at like 12:31, and then jump and go, want to play Barbie? No, I don't want to play Barbie. Just one after another, and she wakes up 5 a.m. going, I peed. Like, so now there's a big, pee stain. So I'm like, okay, I got it. So I get up to like change her diaper, and then I go into the kitchen, and of course there's dog shit in the kitchen. So now it's like, now I'm on the way to clean my kid shit and kid pee with dog. I could go around the dog shit, and my bunny, we have a bunny, and I let the bunny around the house. The bunny now poops in the cat litter, which is nice of him, her. Do that. She literally would go in the cat litter, and now the cats get mad. So the cats now shit outside the cat litter. So
oh my God.
So now there's like just shit everywhere. This is my day. This is my day this morning. This is like 4 hours. I was just, so that's what I'm dealing with right now.
That's very similar to my life.
I was going to say, you're not making marriage and or parenting look fantastic right now. This is not a PSA for those institutions, that's for sure.
I have not had a bad day since I had a child. My kid is the best thing. Every day is a blessing, honestly.
Yeah, and she is adorable too. She's wonderful. She's a cutie pie. Joe, do you want to have kids?
Eventually, not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Eventually.
She hasn't figured out that I've like failed already, and then like, she hasn't figured out that I'm like, she thinks I'm like the best. She hasn't figured out that I'm not the best yet, so I'm not looking forward to that age where she realizes, dad is a.
Yeah, shut up, Dad. Okay, Dad. Let's go check Facebook again, Dad.
And then my cat, now like we open the door now, and the cat, we have 3 cats, but the white fluffy one runs outside, and there's a black cat that like has escaped with her. They spend the night together across thing. And it happened to be a nice black cat. Like he's a gentleman. He comes back, but now like I don't know. Anyway, so how are you doing, Greg? Weendell, what's going on?
Fantastic, dude. Doing great.
All right, thanks, Greg. You?
Oh man, listen, my Cowboys are having the most 2020 season in all sports. It's one thing after the other. Dak gets his foot ripped off. Dalton gets knocked out. Now, so we put in this guy Danucci, which I was excited. I was like, hey, Danucci is going in. And he was terrible. I ordered a pizza for nothing. And so now I'm hoping Dalton comes back from a concussion. He gets COVID. So it's like, forget it. You know what? This year we're tanking for Trevor at this point. I don't know what we're doing, but
what are you doing for Halloween?
Done, so
what did you do for Halloween?
Nothing.
Oh.
Zero.
Same,
so my friend Lisa D'Amato, who won America's Next Top Model, she's got kids. She's a sweetheart. She's like, hey, I'm hosting this Halloween scavenger hunt in the park, and she's a huge Trump supporter. She's a huge like, she's really into Black Lives Matter. She's her Instagram is all Black Lives Matter, anti-Trump, blah blah.
She's anti-Trump.
I was going to say, you said Trump supporter.
No. She hates Trump.
I was going to say, because when you said she's a Trump supporter and Black Lives Matter, I was like, okay, now she's the most. How does she work this out in her brain? I got to know.
By the way, Greg, can you lower your volume? Because some reason it's like screeching a little bit, right?
I think it's your headphones or earplugs are using your as the microphone. You can use like your phone's mic or something.
Okay, let me try that then.
Okay, yeah. So Lisa's a big anti-Trump and big Black Lives Matter. She's the sweetest woman I know. Like super cool, just a really, really fun, like just a really good person, right? So she's like, oh, I'm hosting this thing in the park. I'm like, great, we'll bring Violet. She asked, is Violet coming? Blah, blah. And then I was gonna bring my friend Glozell and her daughter. So then day of the thing, she goes, hey, I'm not gonna be there. I'm like, why? She's like, well, QAnon, they're accusing me of eating babies. And now I'm actually scared because they made threats on my life. And I'm like, so now Glozel's like, are we going? And I'm like, no, I'm not going anymore. She's like, why not? I'm like, because the person in charge has been accused of eating babies. So this is like 2020. I mean, in any other year, like would this even make sense? So she did actually drop off a nice thing for my daughter, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, we can't go to the park because okay, so if anybody knows Lisa D'Amato, I know her. She does not eat babies. Okay.
That you know of.
Yeah,
that you know.
No, she doesn't eat babies. But like, what is going on?
I mean, it'd be nice to be like that level of a celebrity to where you can use that as an excuse to get out of things. Like, guys, I'd love to come to the party tonight, but I've just been accused by QAnon for the 5th time this week that I eat children and I was on Epstein's Island. It's all bullshit, but I can't make any appearances this week. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's on the surface, but it's not funny because, they're making real threats on her life. I mean, that's not funny at all.
No, it's not.
And that's not fair. Just some stupid website says some bullshit about you and now people are threatening your life. I mean, this is not cool, man. And it's not fair and it's total bullshit.
Oh, 100%. By the way, did you watch the Trump rally last night?
No, unfortunately, I didn't.
Well, poor
There's
Ben
too many goddamn rallies. He does like 4 rallies a day.
Poor Ben Askren, because Ben Askren keeps getting mentioned in these Trump rallies. Because what happened was Masvidal showed up to support Trump, and Trump's up there, and he's like, this guy Masvidal. I was at the fight, and Dana White. He's like, I love Dana White. He told me, you got to see this guy fighting Masvidal. He's a young, upcoming superstar. He's handsome. He's built. I'm like, that's Ben Askren, like young, upcoming superstar and handsome, like and built. He's like got the dad bod of the. He goes, and then the fight happened, and what was it? 1 second he knocked him out, and then Masvidal's like 5. They're like 5, and everyone's cheering. So Ben Askren, who I think at one point, or maybe even is a Trump supporter. I
thought he was. I thought he was. Yeah.
Now he actually changed his Twitter handle to young upcoming superstar. Like that's, at least Ben has a good sense of humor about it. But can you imagine now, like every time Trump goes on, it keeps getting worse. He's got a 6-pack. He's big. Like
long, luxurious hair down to his knees.
That's about in line with his level of truth telling. That sounds right.
And then he goes, and then he brings on. He goes, there's a rapper here, right? He goes, a huge superstar, Little Pimp. It was Little Pimp. He calls him Little Pimp. He invites him on stage to speak. Little Pump, who basically raps about taking all kinds of drugs and this and that and like just all this crazy shit. He like shot a music video in like a Catholic school and had all these chicks dancing and naked in it, and then like it got to like this dude could not like Little Pump is now endorsing. I mean, this is like a Simpsons. The whole thing is crazy.
We got Lil Pump, we got Lil Wayne, we got 50 Cent. He's back and forth, but we'll take it. We'll take whatever we can, dude. We got the whole squad. And the whole G unit.
Kodak Black. He endorsed Trump. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then Mike Perry endorsed Trump too.
Mike Perry.
He's got
Mike Perry endorsed Trump before he was even president. He went to Trump College. He bought Trump ice. He eats Trump steaks. He's ground floor. Come on, Mike Perry's ground floor on the Trump train.
All right, so let's talk about the fights that happened last week. Anderson Silva. I think Anderson Silva should only fight 3-round fights if he still fights, because he probably would have won. It would have been a draw, at least. If it would have been 3 rounds, he would have won the first 2, and then you could say 10-8. Maybe it was the third one, and we got knocked down and almost stopped. But man, I hope he doesn't fight again. I hope he doesn't go to Bellator or bare knuckle boxing or Mike Tyson's League of Legends. I hope it's a wrap, because it just doesn't. I love Anderson Silva. He had a great run. He was arguably the best of all time. What is he doing? I don't want to see him get knocked out anymore.
Yeah, and he looks old.
Yeah,
it's not like he looks like he's old, but like still got it. He looks old.
Yeah,
he looks slow. He was getting popped in the face. His eye was, getting all knocked around. Like, no, please, Anderson, he should just coach. Just coach, run your school, support young fighters, whatever. But this business, he needs to hang him up.
No, not only that, but Uriah Hall seems like the kind of guy who he's in the octagon, but he doesn't want to fight. Like he looks like he's just there and someone's attacking him, and then he knocks the person out. Like he only throws punches when someone comes at him. Like I've never seen a guy like feel so bad about winning a fight before. He had like an apology written before the fight even started. It seemed like he went.
He's a very emotional fighter.
I like Uriah Hall a lot. I just don't know if he really has that killer instinct. It seems like he only wants to win after he gets fucked up or if someone attacks him. But I don't know, man. Don Frye, did you watch the fights last week? Don Frye?
No, did not. I met the guy who shot Osama bin Laden.
No, come on.
You went to his restaurant. You went to the restaurant and you met the guy again. 3 weeks in a row now you've done this.
John, this is an MMA podcast, right? And every week we talk about the fights that happen. What are you doing and not watching the fights?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I'm having fun chasing women or women chasing me.
Aren't you in a wheelchair? Like, who are you chasing?
I've done fighting.
I know. You're one of the best of all time.
Yeah, I go down to the old folks home, and gather up the old broads, They can't run too fast.
Oh, my God.
Good for you.
You're more dangerous than COVID. So what happened was Anderson Silva lost to Uriah Hall, and he's 46 years old. And Dana White even said he felt bad putting him in there. He's always he loves Anderson Silva, but he wasn't that complimentary about Uriah Hall. He said Uriah Hall didn't throw many punches. What's going to happen when somebody actually attacks him? And I'm kind of with Dana on that in a lot of ways. It's just it didn't seem like Uriah Hall really he wanted to win the fight, but he didn't really want to hurt Anderson Silva. Did you ever fight a guy that you didn't really want to hurt?
Yeah. I think the second time I fought Coleman, my heart just wasn't in it. Just all the hatred I had for the guy had just disappeared, and I just wasn't there. I just, my body was there, but nothing else. Heart wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, we see that all the time. I'll tell you whose heart was in there was Bryce Mitchell. This kid is I called him Hillbilly Khabib.
He's got the same style.
He's a kid from Arkansas. And this guy McMalley MMA said, I guess he grew up wrestling deer, and Khabib grew up wrestling bears. I guess if you want your kid to be a champion, throw him in a petting zoo or something, because this dude has that gorilla strength. I mean, Andre Feely trains with Team Alpha Male, which is predominantly wrestlers over there. Guys like Chad Mendez, Faber. It was TJ Dillashaw. I mean, but guys that are like Division I amazing wrestlers. And he's been training that for a while. And this dude, every time he grabbed him, he took him down. 8 takedowns? 9 takedowns? I don't know if it was mental on Feely's part where he just fell apart or he had some kind of injury or something, but Khabib, this kid is the real deal. He's 13-0. And I'll tell you what, after he won the fight, he then made a huge speech about not wanting to wear masks, about how can we pull that up, that speech up, Joe? Sure. I actually sent it to you. Greg, you didn't agree with his speech, right?
I didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I sent it to you.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I guess I saw the headline and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bother. I didn't feel the need to watch it. I could probably guess what he said in it, which, my thought is, what's that?
Your thought is what?
You were down at the old folks' home.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to get me some of that senior poon myself.
What was the oldest girl you ever hooked up with, Greg?
Oh, it had to be in her 50s. I think there were a couple of mature ladies in there. Yeah.
And what about you, Ween Dog?
Oldest?
Yeah.
Like 50. Remember, that's how I lost my virginity, dude. It was like to like a 50-year-old woman.
Wow. Yeah, it was after you hit her car, right?
No, after she hit somebody else's car in her car. But, you know, we've been over that story a few times on this podcast.
Is that the only way you were going to give her a ride home?
No.
You're like, listen, I'll give you a ride home, but you got to give me a ride home.
It was a wild night, and I regret it.
Don, what was the oldest girl you ever hooked up with or made love to?
Had to be in her 50s also, man. Criminy. I don't want to go too much older.
Yeah, you'll break them.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, it was definitely like my probably the girls that
Yeah, you got to carry a bucket of grease.
Hey, some of these older broads, they know what they want,
They do.
They have limited time, and they tell you like, all right, so we know. Do you have the speech?
Yeah, could you put a screen sharing on? All right, it's on. Let's do this. Right here.
I think my wife's about to come in here and give me a look. All right, so here we go. Ready? All right.
Can you see it?
Yeah, but I can't hear it.
I think it's just really low.
No, can you?
This is an 8-minute long clip. Is there any specific?
No, the one I sent to you. I sent it to you via Twitter.
All right.
So get this one out. All right. So Bryce Mitchell.
He didn't watch.
I'll tell you who looked also good.
Nobody watches the shit you send them.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. That's actually true. I'll tell you who also looked good was your boy Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy, yeah.
Oh my God, Greg Hardy, man. I mean, when you got a guy. Don Frye. Greg Hardy's a guy that was amazing football player coming out of college. They were like saying he was the number one guy, top guy in the draft. He didn't do well in the Columbine. Is it Columbine? It's called
Combine.
Oh, Combine. Oh, Combine.
Yeah, Combine was something else entirely.
Yeah, Combine. Right, Combine. Sorry about that. So yeah, he didn't do well in Combine. He got shot. Okay, so he didn't do well in the Combine, and then he had but then he ended up going in 6th round. But he did really good. He was rookie. He made the all rookie team. He was just awesome. But he had a domestic violence thing against him and the girl posted pictures and they kicked him off the team.
Only one?
Yeah, only one.
Only one?
They kicked him off the team. But then the girl didn't show up to trial the second time. He got picked up by the Cowboys. I guess he was doing pretty well for them, but then he got cut. The NFL just said, fuck it. This guy's, it's just too much of a liability. He went into MMA, won his first 4 fights, amateur fights by knockout, first 5 or 6 fights by knockout, has amazing power, then head kicked a guy in the face illegally. The UFC signed him. He had an inhaler in between rounds. One of his fights was at a hidden object. But anyway, now he fought Maurice Green. He lost to Volkov, but he looked okay there. And he just beat the shit out of this guy, Maurice Green. But Maurice Green did not look good standing up. I mean, it seemed like he didn't even know that was allowed to have punching or kicking. I mean, but Greg Hardy, he's going to be a problem because his learning curve is so, he started late, but that means he's going to get so much better versus the guy who started at like 15 years old and it sort of peaked out. And I think it's obviously a guy like Curtis Blades, I think we'll just run through him. Anybody that has really good wrestling is going to be a problem for Greg Hardy. But people with like limited wrestling, fuck. I mean, this dude hits like a mule. Thoughts, Greg? Thoughts, Frye? Thoughts, Ween Dog?
What position did he play in college football?
He was a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
So he's a big boy.
Oh, he's a big motherfucker.
He missed
He
weight.
came in over 300 initially when he joined UFC, and then now he's down now he's like what, 265, I think.
Dude, he actually missed weight the first time, and then he actually made it in the afternoon. He was going to be the first heavyweight to ever miss weight. Like this,
so crazy.
All kinds of records. But he actually made weight, and now he's got Rashad Evans coaching him. He left American Top Team. He's got Rashad Evans and Dean Thomas coaching him.
Dude, Rashad Evans looks different.
We'll talk about that. But he's still ripped. I fucking love Rashad Evans. But I'm telling you, this guy Greg Hart, they all like him. And his whole thing was, he said he basically was on trial via Instagram and that the girl was trying to extort him, and he has a different story. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I know the girl had pictures. When somebody has pictures, that's not a good thing. And if you're a man and you're laying hands on a woman, like it's inexcusable. But redemption is,
Really? I argue with that.
Well, look, the girl has a bomb strapped to her and is running into a school, and you knock her the fuck out and defuse the bomb. I'm all for that, right? But if you're in an argument with somebody,
you ever talk to a woman?
What?
You ever talk to a woman? They're volatile. They have a bomb strapped between their ears. Okay, they're volatile.
All right, this is not.
That is the crazy.
These are Don Frye's opinions, not the opinions of me, Greg, or Ween Dog on the MMA Roasted Podcast.
We have to collect great Don Frye sayings and put out Don Frye t-shirts. With all the proceeds going to Don Frye. Women have a bomb strapped between their ears is a Don Frye classic.
And we're going to sell them to ISIS? Who's going to buy these fucking t-shirts? Like
fucking fans of Don Frye.
Yeah, the Taliban. Chris Brown will buy one. Is Ike Turner still alive? He'll buy one. I'll tell you who looked good. Kevin Holland. He just big brothered this guy.
That was scary, dude. That was scary.
He basically knocked the guy out. He took him down. It wasn't even it was a takedown. He just picked him up, threw him, and his head collided with the other guy's head. And the guy was out on just hitting the cage, hitting the floor. Not even through a punch. Just head on head out. Have you ever been headbutted, John?
What's that, bud?
Have you ever been headbutted?
Oh, hell yeah, I've been headbutted. How do you think I was forced into marriage?
There's another one. Oh man, we gotta keep track of these.
I'm telling you, we need a Don Frye doll. Like
yes, and it just says Don Frye stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Like a Don Frye alarm clock. Wake up, you pussy. Like get out of bed, you whatever. So Bobby Green won his fight. Bobby Green.
Grab cocks and grab your stocks.
Yes. All right. So we got Sherrard Blackledge right here. He's a week late for the show. We booked him for last week.
I'm gonna grab my headphones real quick.
This dude
right off the mat, baby.
You're here, and you came to my show Friday. Thank you, by the way, for coming to my show, from my Zoom comedy show. Here's a guy who's coming to my shows for years, and he told me he was a fighter. And he's such a nice guy, an unassuming guy. I was like, oh, he probably trains, goes to classes once a week, twice a week. This dude, I watch him in the LFA, undefeated. He wins on the Contender Series. But he didn't get the contract, even though he won 30-27, which is bullshit. So he's got another fight next week on the Contender. He's what? You're 5-0, 6-0, 7-0,
5-0, 5-0, baby.
Training.
I didn't know we were on this show, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. You're here with Don Frye, the legend Don Frye. Greg Romero Wilson and Ween Dog.
Oh, hey guys.
What's up?
So by the way, Sherrod, are you excited for next Tuesday?
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm feeling really good. I feel on fire right now.
What's going to be different this fight than the last fight?
I mean, I got to go into it already coming off of a fight. So, I mean, I'm in shape already. I'm just even better shape now. I mean,
you're looking ripped, dude. Looking ripped, man. Now, you're such a nice guy. You got a beautiful Filipino girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
You got everything going. No, this guy comes to my show, Greg, right? He comes to my show with like 7 of the whitest people. Like, they were like Amish white. And he's like, this is my family. And I was very confused for a while. I was like, what? So you grew up, your mom was white, dad was black?
Yeah, my mom's white, my dad's black.
That automatically makes you racist.
That makes me racist. Thank you, Don. Okay, so you grew up in Maryland?
Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland. Grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. Then I moved out here when I was 20 years old. Been out here for the last 7 years.
Wow. When did you start training?
I started training about 5 years ago.
So do you have any prior martial arts experience?
Mm-mm. I mean, I took Taekwondo for like a month, and then but growing up as a kid, we were broke as hell, so we weren't able to do that for long.
Wow. So
I know that feeling.
Well, so you're 20 years old, move out to Vegas. Why'd you move out to Vegas?
Just to get out of Maryland. I was in a lot of bad shit, so I had to relocate, or it was just gonna go even farther downhill.
Wow.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Now I was looking up your past. It says you were a former model.
Yeah, I do some modeling here and there. Some modeling here and there.
All right.
I do too, but mine's for like microwave dinners.
We get a time.
Now here you are, man. I mean, that's amazing that you just picked up martial arts and 5 years later you're in the UFC. That's almost in the UFC.
I feel blessed. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrificing. I mean, with everything that you do that's great, or you become great at it, you have to put a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice in it. So, I mean, I expected nothing but that, honestly. I knew that I was going to come into this and have to sacrifice a whole lot of my life, a whole lot of things that I wanted to do. And I mean, it paid off. I'm happy with it. A lot of bus rides, a lot of 6-hour bus rides.
6-hour bus rides, where?
Oh man, I was living up on Flamingo and Cimarron. And Flamingo and Durango. And I had to take a 3-hour bus ride down to my gym, 3 hours back, and then go work an overnight shift, wake up at 6 a.m. I'd only sleep like 5 hours every day. Wake up 6 a.m, go train again, come back, and then right back to it. It was a constant grind, man. For the longest time, like it was like I was doing it and I was like super just, fuck, man, I hate this. But I was like, it's gonna pay off.
I love it, man.
It paid off, man.
That's wild. Good for you, brother.
Now obviously you're a great striker. Jiu-jitsu, you're a blue belt, right? So is that the one thing that you have to work on? Is your ground game?
Honestly, man, I got my blue belt back when I was 4-1 as an AMI. So like I've made a huge improvement. Like people look at my belt and they're like, "Oh, you're just a blue belt." Yeah, but I've been a blue belt for almost 4 years.
Oh,
so
you're not a blue belt. You're like
I'm not a blue belt. Yeah, easily.
Got it. I'm so excited for you, man. And now, where'd you meet that hot Filipino girlfriend of yours?
I met her on a dating app, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Which one? Was it
the Bumble, the high
Bumble?
Class
Yeah.
High class one. They had
the one where the ladies make the move first.
Yeah.
That's why I would never be able to do Bumble. I would have the most dormant profile in Bumble history.
So Don Frye, you're a guy that you made it to the top. You were a UFC champion, 2-time champion. Any advice for this young, up-and-coming fighter?
Yeah, keep working your ass off and get a prenup.
Wait, what?
Another T-shirt right there.
There it is. Work your ass off and get a prenup. He's T-shirts all day.
This is gold. This is gold.
That's
solid gold.
That might become a T-shirt. That might be my next T-shirt right there.
Why should you the girl obviously loves him.
Yeah.
I mean, why should he get a prenup?
Yeah, they all love us at the beginning. You know that? They all love us at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I can agree with you on that. I can.
You get hurt, you can't make money anymore. Love going.
So are you able to, Sherard, are you able to be a full-time fighter?
Yes, I do. I fight full-time now.
Nice.
Yep.
What were some of the jobs you did in Vegas? I heard you were like in the Thunder from Down Under and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, I was doing Thunder Down Under. I was doing a promotional modeling. I did a lot of representing of brands like Microsoft, Samsung, Spotify, Alienware. I did a lot of like like big companies. Worked a lot of shows, trade shows and stuff. So like I was making good money doing that. I was making really good money doing that actually. And for the longest time, like honestly, the pandemic was best for me because of it forced me not to be able to do that. It like took all that away from me, and I was like, oh well, all I can do is train. I can train full time now. Like I have no other choice. So and like my coach he was getting mad at me a lot because of I would go and I'd do these gigs for 30 days straight where I'm working 30 days out of the month. And but I was making a bunch of money. I was making enough money where I could go and train for 5 months straight and not have to worry about my bills and stuff. But like I would miss a lot of opportunities. I'd miss a lot of fights, and that's why a lot of my fights came on short notice due to me like working so much. And I'd come in for like a week or so, and he'd be like, all right, hey, let's get you in there then. Let's get you in there. It's like, okay, let's do it. So
nice. Now, how do you deal with John Wood hooking up with the whole gym?
Luckily, I don't dabble in any of that. I have a very, very stern rule. I don't mess with people that are at my workplace or that I work with.
Wow,
that's smart. You're a smart guy, man. I like everything you're saying.
Yeah,
this is good advice. They don't make great T-shirts, but it's very good advice.
All right, so for everybody, Tuesday night, Dana White Contender Series, ESPN Plus. Watch this kid. Who are you fighting against?
I'm fighting Tucker Lutz, and actually another dude out of Maryland.
All right, this is the Battle of Maryland.
Battle of Marylanders. Who's going to represent Maryland?
This is for all the crab cakes. Okay. So
and then I got to get Sadiq because Sadiq's in Maryland too.
Well, thank you. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me at Sherrard_MMA on Instagram, or at Twitter on Sherrard B, or on Facebook Sherrard Blackledge.
Well, thank you so much, man. Good luck.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Hell yeah.
Good luck, brother. Good luck.
I like that guy. Good dude. Good dude. All right. So let's talk about some of the. All right. So first of all, you guys.
I think we got to work out the marketing percentages here on the T-shirt. These things are going to go like hotcakes. I want to make sure Don gets paid. I want to make sure MMA Roasted gets a cut.
Yeah.
We got to find the right images. This is a new venture for us. This is happening.
So I don't know if you saw the video. So someone tried to rob John Jones, which out of all the houses to try to rob, they went into John Jones's house. So John Jones posted the ring video. You see a guy sprinting out. Then you see John Jones with a shotgun hauling after this guy. And that's all you saw. I don't know if the guy's dead or buried somewhere. It did seem like John had a huge, like he was going to catch him within the next 4 seconds. Could you imagine, like, you go to, like, I'm going to rob something. Why would you pick John Jones's house to rob? Like, how stupid do you have to be? It looked like John Jones.
Also, I love that John Jones was like, I'm not going to fight this guy. I'm going to blow his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Like I thought the video was going to be him just absolutely whooping this guy's ass, not him just chase. I can chase the guy with a shotgun. You're going to see the same. Now, I'm not going to catch him on foot, but I can chase him with a shotgun.
But like, it looked like John Jones, though, like could not wait for this moment. Like he looked so happy running after this guy with a shotgun. Like you could tell that he was like, he probably like sleeps with the shotgun, hoping somebody comes to rob him. And I said, I wrote like, this is the worst way to, I mean, this is one way to get rid of USADA. It's, but man, John,
he probably has all his jewelry like in a glass case facing the window. just to entice some dumb motherfucker to come into his house, like a fucking jewelry store. Like, look at all this, guys.
It was so funny. So Bellator, look, watching Bellator is like going down on a girl with a hairy vagina. Not my first choice, but I'm still gonna do it.
I watched the last three fights, the main fights.
That Mousasi fight was weird. It seemed like it seemed like Lima got discouraged. It looked like he hit the guy as hard as he could. Mousasi didn't go anywhere, and Lima was like, "Ah, shit, I'm in for a tough fight." Especially the first round when he got taken down and beat up. But that wasn't even his weight class. Like he went up to fight him. I wasn't even sure why that was even happening. I guess they're making super fights without telling anybody. Have you ever hit anybody as hard as you could, Don, and had them not go anywhere?
No, I've been pretty damn lucky. If I hit somebody, it had an effect on them.
Did anybody ever hit you and then you didn't go anywhere and you saw it in their face like, oh shit?
Oh yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
Who was that? Who did that to you?
Oh, my ex-wife for one.
Joe, I got to talk to you.
What's up?
Last week's in the books. It's gone. But now is the time to review the tape and prepare for this week. There is no better place to get in on all the action than with DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports. To add to this week's excitement, DraftKings has a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs. How cool is that? And if you haven't tried DraftKings yet, head to the App Store now because you don't want to miss this. Draft your lineup and feel the sweat like never before. Every run, pass, and catch means more with DraftKings. It's simple. Just pick your lineup, it's underneath the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition. Nothing adds to the excitement of watching the game quite like having a shot at millions of dollars in prizes. And for everyone who's looking forward to this week's UFC 254, which is us, okay, be sure to check out DraftKings MMA contest. How cool is that? UFC 254 with DraftKings. Here's your call to action. Download the DraftKings app now and use code ROASTED. For a limited time, new users can get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes this week. Don't miss out on the Week 7 action, okay? Enter code ROASTED. They get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes with your first deposit. That's code ROASTED, only at DraftKings. Make it rain. There's a minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Check it out.
You know what we got to do when all this, when we can actually go back out and do stuff, sort of like a kissing booth, we got to set up a punching booth and you just come up and get punched the fuck out by Don Frye.
Oh God. People probably sign up.
When we were in Japan, there was a guy who had boxing headgear duct taped around his head out on the street, and you could wail on him, for like 500 yen or something like that. You take out your frustrations on him.
Wow.
There was a guy doing that in Vegas where you could kick him in the balls for like $20 or something like that. I don't think he lasted very long, but he went.
Was it Caitlyn Jenner? So by the way, Jake Hager fought, who used to go by Jack Swagger in the WWE. He had a tough fight. Jack Swagger, I know people shit on the guy. He had a really good amateur wrestling thing. He beat Cain Velasquez at amateur wrestling. He went into MMA really late. And I think that has not helped. I think when you go into MMA that late, mid-30s, with no striking background, it's hard to catch up. And he fought a guy that actually stood up to him, and they went toe-to-toe. He didn't look great on the feet, but he did show me a lot. He showed me that he's got a heart. So shout out to him. I know people were making fun of it, saying how bad he was, but look, it was like his third fight ever. And he's in Bellator, and the guy only has a wrestling background. So I don't know. I give a lot of these guys that are pro wrestlers, anybody that goes into MMA from pro wrestling, I give them a lot of credit. Even CM Punk, because it's not easy to do. Because you get thrown to the wolves.
He gave up a hell of a career and a hell of a payday to take a test. Shit. I give him a lot of respect for the guy.
Now I heard, Don, that you trained Brock Lesnar. Somebody asked me to ask you about the time you trained Brock Lesnar. Is this true?
No, he came out once as a favor of Brad Reagan's. Brad is the guy who got me into pro wrestling, and he brought me into it. And they're cousins or second cousins or something like that. So Brad had Brock come out, but Brock went to Phoenix first to see a strength and conditioning coach he met, you know, when he trained out for the NFL, and then he ended up come down with Mark Kerr, and Mark Kerr's just a fucking disaster in life, and just got in the way the whole fucking time. And I just be moron and got in the way, and Brock was listening to him, so you know that was it.
So you never actually trained with him?
No, we were a little bit of rolling around, you know, for just an hour or two. And then, like I said, Kerr was mumbling and fumbling around, trying to interfere and show shit. And we're, you know, Brock just, you know, take him and go.
But did you feel how strong Brock was? Was it one of those things where you're like, man, this guy could be amazing?
No, there's nothing I remember. No, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect Brock. I mean, he's a hell of an athlete. He really is. And, you know, he's a monster. But no, I mean, I wrestled heavyweight in college. So, you know, I felt stronger, you know?
So like, okay, prime Dan Severn versus prime Brock Lesnar, who wins?
Dan Severn all the way, man, all the way. Dan Severn was a fucking monster. And what happened, he ended up getting hurt, you know, every time there when it counted. And in '84, he was the alternate on the Olympic team in both Greco and freestyle, you know? So,
the one fight,
yeah, that's a hell of an accomplishment.
You got to ask me the one fight.
What?
I love Dan Severn. I got nothing but respect for Dan Severn. The one fight that looked a little fishy was him versus Shannon Rich. Was that a fake fight?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Because he was suplexing him.
You know?
He was literally suplexing the guy.
Yeah.
What?
Dan Severn's not going to expend unnecessary energy on somebody.
Yeah.
You know, he'll use just enough to beat.
Well, I asked him about that. I asked him. He said no. He goes, Shannon Rich, it was one of those guys that I could suplex. Like, it was so easy that I was just fucking around with him. And when he said that, I go, that kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
So, like, sometimes, like, with wrestling, if you went up against a kid that didn't know anything and you were just trying stuff that you wouldn't necessarily try because you knew you were going to win. So
John Jones every fucking fight, you know, crime. He gets so far ahead of the guy, he makes shit up.
Yeah. It makes that makes a lot of sense. All right, so they're bringing back the Ultimate Fighter. They announced that. I'm happy about that because I think that that's really where you got to know people as people and not just as fighters. I think one of the things that's happening right now in MMA, in the UFC, and Bellator. They have so many fights and so many people. It's hard to really like get behind somebody because you don't know anything about them. Like, you literally don't know who you're watching. Where in the Ultimate Fighter,
yeah, they just run.
Yeah, it's like kind of becoming like
a conveyor belt.
It's a conveyor belt. It's a factory belt. Yeah, where the Ultimate Fighter, you really were like, oh, I could identify with that person or that person's backstory or this person's a complete psycho, but I kind of like them. You know, I mean, so. And I remember talking to Dana White one time, telling me he had to go, like, they got in trouble because somebody jizzed in one of the sushi on the show. And he had to go in front of, like, the board and explain that it wasn't real jizz. It was, like, the weirdest court case. Like they were trying to take the show off the air because somebody jizzed in someone's sushi.
You know, that's weird because, you know, it's not a live program. They could have just not had that in it.
There was another guy named Dave something who told another guy, I bet you can't knock me out. And the guy just knocked him out. And then when he woke up, he's like, you still can't knock me out. Like, he didn't even know he had been knocked out. Like there were so many funny things that happened on that show.
What are the best seasons of The Ultimate Fighter that you remember? Because I really loved the Cody TJ one. That was amazing. The all-female one was amazing. Is there any particular seasons that stand out as like the best seasons?
Well, the one where they mixed the guys and girls, the first time they ever had 135-pound women, or 115-pound women was kind of fun, but because I like worked on it when I was at Fox Sports, so I had to watch it over when they had Roxy and Rowdy Beck and Angela Hill and but I don't know. I would say the one with as far as the coaches, the ones with Tito Ortiz got really mad against Ken Shamrock was always funny. The ones with where Bisping was fighting with Matt Hamill, out of all people, like a deaf guy, and Michael Bisping, like a deaf fighter, is the guy that Bisping decides to is a dickhead. You know, Rashad Evans was like super cocky in the beginning. Weren't you Rashad's coach, Don?
No.
Oh,
I never even really met Rashad.
Oh, I think that was Dan Severn. I think that was at Michigan State. The one with Koscheck, he came across terrible, Koscheck, but he was like fun to hate. The one with Nate Diaz was funny. I mean, there were so many of them. You know, but what were some of your favorite, Greg?
I only really watched those early ones, like that one, like Koscheck. When you said Koscheck, I was like, "That's right." He was one of that was like season 2, maybe season 1 or 2. That was early on, and those were I only watched the first couple of seasons, and then after that, I kind of was like, "I'll wait till they actually get to being actual fighters." But so those early ones, I remember the Koscheck one, and he really, I remember I was looking forward to seeing him really into the UFC after that.
The one with Mayhem was kind of fun too. Rampage calling that guy titties the whole season. It was like it was the biggest bullying I've ever seen on television. I mean, he literally just called the guy titties for no reason, and everyone. That guy still wants to fight. That guy still tweets out that he wants to fight Rampage to this day. That's gonna be like, remember in Ace Ventura, with Ray Finkel. That guy like Rampage shit everywhere, like in his house. Like he's that. Well,
that's what happens when you fuck with reality TV. Reality TV fucks with you back. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I mean, the one with War Machine was crazy because I think it was like Mac Danzig was on. He was a vegan, and then War Machine was like killing flies just to piss him off. It was so stupid. I mean, it was crazy though. I mean, it's crazy though because I remember when Dana called somebody the next Anderson Silva. You would always think this guy was the next something. I like the one with Kelvin Gastelum when he won the whole thing. He beat Uriah Hall in the finals, and everyone thought Uriah Hall was going to murder him, and Gastelum beat him. The ones with Junie Browning was pretty crazy. That guy was a fucking psycho. He was always drunk and high and just causing crazy shit. I mean, there were a lot of really good episodes. But a guy we have right now, Henry Corrales, who fought in Bellator last week, is on the show. What a fight against Brandon Gertz. One judge had a 30-27 Gertz, which was huh?
Yo.
But it was a good fight. I'm going to have you start your video. Henry Corrales, can you see me? All right. By the way, there's some good fights this week. Oh, here he is. Henry, how are you, man?
All right.
What up? Thanks for having me.
Not a mark on you, by the way. Holy shit. You had a war last week. All right. Are you on Don Frye's Wi-Fi right now? All right.
I think we need to wait till he gets to a stationary location.
All right. That was Henry Corrales, everybody. Henry Corrales driving in.
I knew you were going to blame. I knew you were going to blame.
Yeah, of course I'm going to blame you. 100%. All right. So this week, by the way, before Henry comes back, Henry, are you these?
Dude, I'm fucking driving. My bad.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry about actually looking at us. By the way, congrats on your fight, man. Henry.
Yeah, I can hear you.
He crashed.
Did Henry crash? You're still here? You look great against Gertz, man. Fucking amazing.
Thank you.
He hit you with some hard punches. Were you ever rocking that fight?
I'm here.
Were you ever rocked in that fight? Henry, are you around? Henry.
No, I wasn't. I seen everything. You know.
All right, Henry, are you around Thursday?
No, I seen everything. It was pretty.
Hey, you want to do this interview on Thursday? Are you around?
Yeah,
Thursday?
I'll be around Thursday. Let's see. Want to do Thursday?
Yeah, let's do Thursday. But make sure you call me from a boat this time.
A boat?
Yeah, let's do Thursday.
All right, let's do Thursday. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Harry.
That was Henry Corrales. Fucking
I
killing
need
it.
5G to come out sooner, dude.
I think he's on 2G. All right, so let's talk about the fights this weekend.
I don't anymore. I have the worst internet.
Don, first of all, are you stealing Wi-Fi from your neighbor who lives 3 miles away?
Not even your next door neighbor 3 miles away.
He's got an antenna with foil wrapped around it, taped to his phone.
Don, do you pay for Wi-Fi?
I got one of those antennas across the street.
Dude, so Don calls me at like 11 o'clock going, why aren't the podcast started? I go, Don, turn your clock back. It was daylight savings. Like I knew that was today. He goes, we don't have that here, you pussy. Like I'm a pussy for having daylight savings. Like, so anyway, Don, but by the way, do you pay for Wi-Fi, Don, for real?
Absolutely, I do. You're damn right. I pay for everything in my life.
All right. Now, what company do you go through?
You know what? That I don't fucking know. They just send the money. I don't know who it is.
It's ex-wife Wi-Fi.
Greg Frye, how can we improve your Wi-Fi?
The first thing we gotta do is I gotta take the Wi-Fi and I'm gonna suplex the Wi-Fi. That's right. I'm gonna pin it down and I'm gonna say, first of all, you gotta get a prenup for the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's too close to wife. So you don't want to trust just any Wi-Fi to begin with.
Got it.
That's numero uno.
Okay.
1 letter away, baby. 1 letter away.
Greg Frye, do you want to fight again?
Oh no! What are you talking about? I fight every day. I fight to get up. I fight to piss in a single stream that actually lands in the toilet, and then I fight to get the packaging open on the food for the cat. I gotta fight. I fight all the time.
You piss in the toilet, you pussy.
What, Don? Where do you piss?
I go outside.
You piss in the toilet, you pussy. Oh my god.
You might be the last remaining man on the planet. Like you might be the last guy. The last.
There's your right there too.
Another one.
The last real man. All right. So this week, Glover Teixeira is fighting Thiago Santos in the UFC. I think Thiago Santos is going to win, but Glover
he should
win. But Glover Teixeira has been on a roll lately. The guy just won't go away. He seems to be getting better with age somehow. Who do we like in this fight? Don Frye.
It's Thiago. I've been watching Thiago for 2 decades now, you know. Jeez. And like you said, he gets better with age.
No, I said Glover gets better. Glover Teixeira, not Thiago.
Glover. No, fuck Glover. I haven't seen him have a good fight in 2 decades either. Shit.
Ween Dog, who do we like? Glover Teixeira or Thiago Santos?
I like Thiago Santos, but I am curious to see how he fights coming off of the leg injury. I mean, a lot of people had him winning over John Jones in that fight, so that's debatable. But I think Thiago Santos, I think he should win this fight, but Glover has looked pretty decent. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. He just beat Anthony Smith, Nikita Krylov, Ian Kutalaba, Carl Robertson. So it's going to be a competitive fight. It's going to be a fun fight, but I think in the end, Thiago Santos wins via KO.
Okay. Greg?
Yeah, no, Thiago Santos should win this fight, but Glover, he does. I mean, like you said, a 4-fight win streak. It's like unfathomable. And every one of those fights, I thought he was going to lose.
1,000.
I thought he was going to get in there, and the younger guy would, have better energy and be able to take him. But somehow he big brothered him and bullied him. So the guy's still hanging around. He's still got something. But on paper, Thiago Santos should win it, and should win it pretty handily.
Also on this card, Andrei Arlovsky, another guy who just keeps hanging in there.
Yeah, these guys, it's like just when you think they're gone, it's like, nope, here they come again.
He's taking on Tanner Boser, who's on a 2-fight win streak, or maybe a bunch of fights, but 2 in the UFC. He's a guy that is like a nice Canadian guy with like a beer gut, but somehow just knocks people the fuck out. I think he's going to be too much, though. I think Andrei's going to win based on experience, based on I think he's going to win for some reason. I think he's just going to. He seems to do well against some of these UFC newcomers, and then he loses to the guys that you expect him to lose to. Don, have you ever trained or fought on the same card as Arlovsky? Don, are you still with us? Don, hello?
We need to call an ambulance.
Don,
I think he froze.
All right.
Either that, listen, he either froze digitally or he froze in real life. And I hate to say it, both of them are possible.
Don, you okay? Don, is everything all right?
Your Wi-Fi died on me, boy.
He left. I don't know. Don probably left. All right.
I'm gonna get him a Wi-Fi booster. I'm just gonna mail him a Wi-Fi booster.
He's back. Dude, Don Frye is this fucking trip. So Don, have you ever fought Arlovsky or trained with him?
No, never even met the guy.
All right, who do you think's gonna win, Tanner Boser or Arlovsky in this one?
I don't know anything about Boser. Give me some background.
Ween Dog.
Well, he's 19-6-1. He's coming off a 2-fight win streak. He has 10 wins via KO, 2 by submission, 7 by decision. He's only lost 6 times. He's only been knocked out once.
Wait, did you say 2-fight win streak?
2-fight win streak, dude. That's a lot in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
2 fights, a win streak.
It's not an impressive streak, but it's a streak. I mean, if I'm a fighter, I'll take that streak,
Streak.
All right. So also on this card, Ian Heinisch. This guy, okay, Don, here's a guy that was from Colorado. He was selling ecstasy. He was a state champ, 2-time state champ wrestler, selling ecstasy. He got busted, was looking at like 3 or 4 years in jail, fled to Europe, then was living in the Canary Islands, hooked up with some Colombians, was funneling cocaine in balloons up his asshole to and from Colombia and back. He was homeless before that, living on the beach. Then he got busted. He got sent to Rikers Island. He knocked out a gang member. The gang member put
something else shoved up his ass.
They put a stabbing on site, an SOS on him. His mom put up her house. They bailed him out. Now he's in the UFC with a record of what, like 17-3 or something.
He's 14-3.
14-3. So he's fighting Brendan Allen, who's on a 7-fight win streak. Who do you want to win this fight?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll go with the balloon ass smuggler. Shit.
The balloon ass.
Anybody who can shove something in your ass, hold it there, going through customs, they're tough.
That's real toughness.
I gotta agree. I'm going with balloon ass smuggler too.
Greg Frye, have you ever had balloons up your ass?
I had balloons up my ass. I had a shit that was shaped like a balloon animal. It came out looking like one of those, you know, would make it look like a poodle dog. That's what it looked like, but it was all shit, I promise. All shit.
All right.
When the balloons give people rides in them, you know, with the basket.
All right. Also on this card, Max Griffin, who's fighting. I love Max Griffin, a good dude. Darren Elkins, he needs a win badly. He was on a hot streak for a second. He's been losing a lot. Fighting a guy who's like 12-1. Man, from Uruguay. Elkins is tough though. They call him the Damage. He was a state champ from Indiana, 5-time state champ wrestler, but he needs this win badly. Also, Claudia Gadella, who is a triplet from Brazil, smoking hot, has an OnlyFans account. I haven't checked it out, but I know she has one. She's fighting Xian Yan, Xian Yan, who's 12-1 from China, has not lost since 2010. Yeah, that's going to be a big test for Yan Yan.
Yeah, but usually when they come over here, those records kind of become, they aren't as important. Usually when they, come all the way across, they don't look so good when they get here. I don't know if it's a travel thing. I don't know if it's a
what?
Wait, time out. He's only fought 10 times in 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow. That's just phenomenal.
Also, Thursday night in Bellator, Melvin Manhoef is taking on Corey Anderson. Corey's making his Bellator debut. I think he beats Melvin Manhoef. He's got.
Bye, Corey. Bye, Corey.
You said bye, Corey?
Melvin's a fucking animal. Melvin is a fucking animal, man. I used to watch him fight in Pride. Just a fucking machine.
Yeah, but you don't.
A killing machine.
Yeah, but you don't. Think he's a little long in the tooth.
Hey, baby, you see this guy kick? This guy's an animal. I don't care how long his tooth is. I don't care he don't have any teeth. The guy should kick.
There it is.
Don, what do you do the rest of the day? We got to follow you around all day, man.
Really? You're the best reality show in the world.
Ever, right? Like,
yeah.
Ever. Fuck.
I sit around for a week waiting for this fucking phone call.
Just chain smoking cigars all day long, watching Fox News.
Life.
No, he's calling.
All right, so prediction: the election tonight. All right, prediction. Without getting into a huge fight, who's gonna win tonight? Joe.
I think Donald Trump wins. I think he wins with over 300 electoral college votes. I think all he needs to do is win Pennsylvania, and that's it. It's going to be a wrap.
Don Frye, who wins tonight?
Donald Trump, baby, yeah.
Greg Wilson?
I think Biden wins in a historic landslide.
Wow. Unfortunately, I think...
Out of your fucking mind.
It doesn't, I don't know. I still don't know who's going to win. It seems like it's going to be kind of the Pennsylvania, and they said that's not going to come to the middle of the week, all right? So now we'll have to wait till like Friday to figure out who wins. Is that what's going to happen, or Thursday?
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're saying.
I think Trump is going to say he won. By the end of the night, he's going to come out and say he won, and the Democrats are going to come out and say, wait a minute, we still have to count all these mail-in votes. And then there's going to be this big battle between the left and the right. Like a civil war, saying, well, we won. It's not constitutional to count these votes.
Can't Trump just be the
There will be more mail-in votes for our people in the United States.
Yeah. Now, Don, are you going to vote in person, or do you mail it in?
Oh, I go vote in person. I don't trust the goddamn Democrats at all, boy. And I'm going to take a photo of my fucking sheet. Just verifiable proof.
Well, you better get going because today's the day. So I don't know. I hope you're not waiting to do this. I hope you're not. You need to, as soon as we're done here, I mean, go cast your vote. You know, I'm with you though. I voted in person. I did the machine and everything. I was like, I'm not mailing nothing in. They're counting this vote.
Don, if you were running for president, I think you would get a lot of votes. I honestly do. Right? Do you think Don Frye would be a better? Yeah. By the way,
I think so too. I think all the men would vote for me, and all the real men and all the real women.
Right. By the way, Tito Ortiz is also on the ballot today in Huntington Beach. So good luck, Tito. Tito Ortiz.
Good luck, Tito. What's he on the ballot for?
He's running for porn inspector.
Yeah.
I can't believe his head.
I like that job.
No, he has a billboard. He legit is running for council, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huntington Beach Council, city councilman. And I think people I don't know if he's gonna win, but he's got a pretty decent campaign. I see a lot of people actually wearing Tito stuff. So yeah, Tito Ortiz.
That would be hilarious, by the way, if you won. That would be hilarious.
He's got a billboard the size of his head, or his head size of the
I think they're both true.
Yeah, I think they're both true. Well, listen, this was our podcast. Thank you, Don Frye. You are a legend. Thank you, Greg. Henry Corrales, I'll talk to you Thursday. Thank you to Sherard Blackledge. Good luck. Wayne Dog, get a best. Take care. Stay safe, guys.
Peace.
See you guys.